Do a little bit of a reset for this team, but it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on.
To a hit, and the ball is out. Hit it, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the Eagle offense coming on here as he'll try for 2 points. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taking it about the 1. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They're going to run it with Barkley. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. So a tremendous play there defensively to force the turnover and turn it into 6 points. But now while that was going on, we do have an injury there on the field. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Zach Bond. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Up the middle, Achane. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Here's Tua. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. He may go. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
So the Eagle offense coming on here as they'll try for 2 points. And he will not make it to the goal line as this try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back? To a hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. They're going to run it with Barkley. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more. So a tremendous play there defensively to force the turnover and turn it into 6 points. But now while that was going on, we do have an injury there on the field. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And the Eagles are going to have it first and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Bigsby is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as he'll go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But, Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the 2, or I should say third and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. Oh, good. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Take Bigsby with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in a 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. And this taken in at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A give, running right, Achane. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. Fielded at the 20. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Again, it's Barkley. And he's got this down to the 35. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. A first down carry for Barkley. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 91 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles will extend their lead here just before halftime. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of the 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it's unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both your pins in this last time. Okay, my bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for 2.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the Browns who were winners in that one at home. Jerry Jeudy, 100 yards receiving on the nose and a touchdown catch as well. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Houston Texans. Bryce Young, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He's over 100 yards rushing for the game already and found the end zone twice as well.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure this one is going?
Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Let's go, hey. Go, Mike 34, Mike 34. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
In motion comes the tight end left. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's got some space here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 165 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. Saquon Barkley running right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run
to a hit, and the ball is out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
That is caught by Washington. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Tua now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. A handoff to Barkley. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's a give to Barkley. It's a loss. A handoff, Barkley running left. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Rolling to his right. Breaks through the contact. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And Bigsby once more. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Zach Bourne, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Tua sets up to pass it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Under pressure, and down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And that will will set him up in excellent shape. First and goal at the 9-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Barkley. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They're going to run it with Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurting this spot. No, okay.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Tua's throw hauled in by Washington. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Achane.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Now Saquon Barkley. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
Check.
They'll go to Barkley again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Here now, 3rd and a yard.
19 Tigers. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Watch the ship.
Barkley, inside handoff. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew,